Few films have ever managed to hold love and loss in the same breath the way Ghost did. Released in 1990, it pulled audiences into a world where death wasn't the end, and where connection could reach beyond anything the living could explain. More than 3 decades later, the story of Sam and Molly still lingers. Today, we revisit the faces behind the magic, and some of what happened to them will genuinely stop you in your tracks. Sam Wheat, the man at the center of it all, defined by an unbreakable love and a refusal to let go, was brought to life by Patrick Swayze. He was 38 years old during filming, delivering a performance built on sincerity and quiet emotional power. Even stripped of a physical presence, Swayze made Sam feel alive in every frame, guiding the story with warmth and purpose that stayed with audiences long after the credits rolled. His portrayal made the film's themes feel deeply personal across generations. Swayze passed away on September 14, 2009, at the age of 57, following a courageous battle with pancreatic cancer, leaving behind a legacy of powerful and heartfelt work. Molly Jensen, the emotional anchor of the entire story, a woman navigating grief, disbelief, and a love that refused to disappear, was portrayed by Demi Moore. She was just 28 years old during filming, yet delivered a performance that captured both fragility and quiet resilience in equal measure. Molly's slow journey from heartbreak toward acceptance became one of the film's most moving threads, drawing audiences fully into her pain and her hope. Moore's emotional honesty gave the story its lasting weight, particularly in its most iconic scenes. Today, she is 63 years old, and this role endures as one of the most defining performances of her entire career. Oda Mae Brown, the reluctant psychic who never asked to hear the dead, but ended up changing everything, was played by Whoopi Goldberg. She was 35 years old during filming, weaving together humor, alarm, and genuine compassion in a way that felt entirely effortless. What starts as comic resistance gradually becomes something deeply moving, and that transformation became one of the film's most powerful emotional journeys. Goldberg's natural timing and authenticity kept even the story's heaviest moments from collapsing under their own weight. She went on to win the Academy Award for the role, cementing its place in cinema history. As of 2026, she is 70 years old, and Oda Mae Brown remains among the most iconic characters of her career. Carl Brunner, the trusted friend whose loyalty conceals something far more dangerous, was played by Tony Goldwyn. He was 30 years old during filming, navigating the character's shift from warmth to betrayal with careful, understated precision. Goldwyn layered Carl with just enough charm to keep audiences uncertain, making the eventual revelation hit that much harder. His ability to hold tension beneath a friendly surface added enormous depth to the film's emotional stakes. Over the years, he built a respected career across both film and television. Today, he is 65 years old, and this early performance remains one of the most memorable of his career. Willie Lopez, the volatile and unpredictable figure whose actions set the entire story in motion, was portrayed by Rick Aviles. He was 38 years old during filming, bringing a raw and grounded intensity to the role that made Willie feel genuinely threatening rather than theatrical. Unlike more exaggerated screen villains, Willie was believable, and that realism made his presence all the more unsettling. Aviles had roots in stand-up comedy, but this role revealed a completely different dimension of his ability. His performance gave the story its inciting tension. Aviles passed away on March 17, 1995, at the age of 42 due to complications related to HIV/AIDS, leaving behind a striking and unforgettable turn. The Emergency Room Ghost, a quiet and disoriented figure offering Sam his first real glimpse into the confusion of the afterlife, was played by Phil Leeds. He was 74 years old during filming, bringing a gentle and slightly bewildered quality to the role that felt completely authentic. Though brief, the scene carried real emotional weight, helping audiences grasp what Sam was only beginning to understand. Leeds had accumulated decades of experience in television and film, and that depth showed in even this small moment. He passed away on August 16, 1998, at the age of 82 from pneumonia, leaving behind a career built on quiet and meaningful contributions. The subway ghost, a spirit hardened by years of isolation and still bristling with volatile energy, was portrayed by Vincent Schiavelli. He was 42 years old during filming, bringing an intensity and unpredictability to the role that made every scene feel dangerous. Where other spirits in the film found varying degrees of peace, this one carried wounds, and Schiavelli communicated that with striking physicality and presence. His distinctive look and commanding delivery made the character impossible to forget, even with limited screen time. He built an extensive career playing singular and unconventional figures across a wide range of projects. Schiavelli passed away on December 26, 2005, at the age of 57, from lung cancer, leaving performances that continue to resonate. Oda Mae's sister, the warm and spirited presence who helped bring a sense of family and grounding to the story's more unconventional corners, was played by Armelia McQueen. She was 38 years old during filming, delivering a performance that felt lively and completely natural, offering the audience welcome moments of lightness amid the film's heavier emotional weight. Her scenes reinforced the bonds of connection and loyalty that ran quietly beneath the main story. McQueen came with a strong foundation in theater and television, and that confidence showed clearly on screen. She passed away on October 3, 2020, at the age of 68 from natural causes, leaving behind a career rich with spirited and memorable roles. Rosa Santiago, a grounded and real-world presence within a story shaped by the supernatural, was portrayed by Angelina Estrada. She was 58 years old during filming, bringing a quiet authenticity to the role that helped the film's extraordinary world feel credible and lived in. Though not central to the main narrative, her performance contributed meaningfully to the layered texture of the story. Estrada's understated approach allowed her scenes to settle naturally into the fabric of the film. She passed away in 2005 at the age of 73 from natural causes, leaving behind a career defined by steady and sincere work across television and film. Adding personality and lively energy to the world around Oda Mae, this role was brought to life by Gail Boggs with natural charm and ease. She was 39 years old during filming, delivering a performance that balanced humor and warmth, giving audiences space to breathe between the story's more emotionally demanding moments. Her interactions contributed to the sense of connection that made Oda Mae feel like a complete and believable person beyond her role in the central plot. Boggs carried experience from film, television, and theater into the role, and it showed in her relaxed and assured presence. Today, she is 74 years old, and her contribution remains a valued part of the film's memorable supporting cast. The police sergeant, a small but structurally important presence helping anchor the story in procedural reality, was played by Stephen Root. He was 39 years old during filming, delivering a composed and believable performance that reinforced the weight and consequences of the events unfolding around the main characters. His scenes helped frame the investigative dimension of the story without pulling focus from its emotional core. Root would go on to become one of the most versatile and highly regarded character actors in Hollywood, equally at home in comedy and drama. Today, he is 74 years old, and this early appearance stands as a quiet early marker of a remarkable career. Lyle Ferguson, a figure operating in the film's shadier undercurrent and contributing to its sense of creeping danger, was played by Bruce Jarchow. He was 42 years old during filming, portraying a character whose connection to the criminal thread of the plot helped drive several key turning points forward. Rather than leaning on exaggeration, Jarchow grounded the role in subtle realism, making Ferguson feel like a plausible and genuinely threatening presence. His scenes reinforced the idea that danger ran parallel to the story's romance at every turn. He built a consistent career across television and film over the years. Today, he is 77 years old, and his work here remains woven into the film's tightly constructed narrative. Ortisha, a warm and familiar presence within Oda Mae's immediate world, was portrayed by Vivian Bonnell. She was 66 years old during filming, delivering a quiet and natural performance that helped reinforce the relationships, giving Oda Mae a sense of identity and belonging beyond the central plot. Though her screen time was limited, her character added a layer of texture and emotional depth to the film's broader world. Bonnell's understated presence blended seamlessly into the story without ever feeling out of place. She passed away on November 18, 2003, at the age of 79 from natural causes, leaving behind a career marked by steady, heartfelt, supporting work. The bank co-worker, a small but grounding presence that helped root the story in everyday reality, was played by William Court. He was 54 years old during filming, delivering a performance that felt unremarkable in the best possible sense. Natural, believable, and essential to the contrast between the film's ordinary world and its supernatural one. Moments like his helped make everything else feel more real. Court had a career shaped by a range of supporting roles, contributing quietly and effectively across multiple projects. He passed away on September 23, 1993, at the age of 57 from cancer, leaving behind a body of work built on subtle and dependable craft. Ghost was never just a film about the supernatural. It was a film about the things love refuses to release. That message hasn't aged a single day. Which member of this cast left the deepest impression on you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We genuinely want to hear from you. And if revisiting this story stirred something in you, go ahead and like, subscribe, and stay with us for more timeless journeys through the world of cinema.